Hey everyone. I thought about making this video for a long time, and honestly, it hasn't been easy. This isn't a video I ever wanted to make, but I feel like it's time to tell you my story from my perspective. I'm not making this video for drama, attention, or revenge. I'm making it because staying silent has taken a toll on me, and I want to share what I experienced. Everything I'm about to say is based on my own personal experience. If you've watched my content or just recently been watching it for a while, you've probably noticed there were times when I disappeared, seemed stressed, or just wasn't myself. There were reasons for that. Today I'm going to explain what happened. When I first met Syndicate, I genuinely believed things would be okay. I trusted them. I believed they cared about me. I thought I had someone I could rely on. Over time, though, that trust slowly turned into fear. The relationship became something extremely different from what I expected. Looking back now, there were warning signs that I ignored because I wanted to believe things would get better. Unfortunately, they didn't. One of the hardest things I experienced was feeling like I was constantly being controlled. I felt like I couldn't make my own decisions without worrying about how they would react. I questioned everything I did, everything I said, who I talked to, how I spent my time. It felt like I was constantly walking on eggshells. Instead of feeling supported, I felt trapped. Over time, I started second guessing myself because I was made to feel like my own opinions didn't matter. Another thing that affected me deeply was what I experienced as manipulation. Whenever I tried to stand up for myself, somehow the situation would get turned around until I felt like I was the problem. I ended up apologizing for things that weren't my fault. I'd question my own memory. I'd wonder if I was overreacting. That's what manipulation can do to someone. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you wonder whether your own experiences are real. And that's an incredibly confusing place to be. I was body shamed. I have an eating disorder and Syndicate body shamed me. Something that hurt me deeply was those about my experience, him commenting on my experience and my appearance of being plus sized and skinny, like over and over again. Nobody deserves to be made to feel ashamed of their body. Nobody deserves to have their insecurities used against him, which he did to me. Those comments stayed with me far longer than they should have. Even after conversations ended, I'd still hear those words in my head. They affected my confidence. They affected how I saw myself. Words matter. People sometimes underestimate how much damage repeated insults can be. Being asked for illicit childhood photos of me when I was skinny, in my prime, back in high school when I was 15 years old, probably even 14 years old. That was also something that made me incredibly uncomfortable. I was asked to send photos of myself when I was a child. At the time, I didn't know how to respond other than just ignore him. Looking back at it, it made me uncomfortable and wish I had trusted my instincts. Everyone has the right to set boundaries. If something feels wrong, you're allowed to say no. Now, I have screenshots of him saying this stuff. This was him replying to a video meme that I sent him, and he said, "Video won't load. Why did you delete it? Also, do you have a video or a pic of your prime days in high school?" I don't. I didn't have a phone back then. Wasn't allowed to. The fuck? Like, why would you ask a freshly 18-year-old girl who just graduated high school last year for pictures of them when they were minor? Something smells weird. Like he's. Anyways, I'm just gonna continue. Here's more proof of him somewhat trying to body shame me or see photos of me in my childhood prime, or whatever he calls it. I said, I used to be very fit. He said, "Ayo, how fit? Do you have any other faves?" The other faves was to the sushi he was eating. The fact that he wanted to see a photo of me when I was in high school. It's kind of like, it's scary, it's weird, and why would why would you want a photo? But it's just weird. Anyways, the abuse I experienced over time, the way I was treated became emotionally abusive from my perspective. I felt constantly criticized, constantly belittled, constantly made to feel like I wasn't good enough. Instead of lifting me up, I felt torn down. Eventually, I started behaving some of those negative things about me. I started behaving in ways where I thought it was true. That's one of the worst parts of emotional abuse. It changes how you see yourself. I got sent death threats by Syndicate. I won't show them in the video, but they will be in my document that I made about him, about my experience. One of the most frightening parts of my experience was receiving what I understood as death threats. Nobody should ever have to feel afraid because of other people's words. No disagreement or ever justifies threatening someone's life. Living with the fear that it affected my well-being. Like, it definitely did. I found myself anxious, constantly checking his Twitter up posts on his accounts, all of his accounts, wondering what would happen next. That isn't anyone that should have, like, I have no words. No one should experience that. Let's just put it at that. The fact that he brought my boyfriend into this and told my boyfriend to go himself. That made me so upset and angry. That's the next part we're going to talk about. Something that still shocks me to think about is hearing statements telling me and my boyfriend to go die. Those words are impossible to forget. Even if someone says things out of anger, those statements can have a lasting emotional impact. No one deserves that. No one deserves to hear that. Not me, not my boyfriend, not anyone. Why I stayed silent? Some people might wonder why I didn't speak up sooner. The answer isn't simple. Fear, confusion, hope things would improve, not knowing whether people would believe me. Those feelings can keep someone silent for a long time. Speaking publicly about painful experiences is incredibly difficult. This is what I've learned. This experience taught me a lot. I've learned that healthy relationships don't make you afraid. Healthy relationships don't involve manipulation. Healthy people respect your boundaries. They respect your appearance. They don't shame you. They don't make you feel worthless. And healthy people certainly don't threaten your life. I've also learned how important it is to listen to your instincts and to your friends. If something feels wrong, don't ignore that feeling. To anyone going through something similar, being harassed, abused, anything like that by Syndicate, if you're watching this video and you've experienced manipulation, emotional abuse, controlling behavior or threats, I want you to know that your experiences matter. You deserve to be treated with kindness. You deserve respect. You deserve people who make you feel safe instead of afraid. No matter how or who the person is, nobody has the right to treat you that way. Making this video wasn't easy. I was jumbling my words a lot. I am sorry about that. I have never made a video like this before. I've replayed these experiences in my mind countless times before, and I've also decided to speak publicly. I'm sharing this because I wanted to be honest about what I've experienced, what I've been through, and because I hope my story helps someone else recognize unhealthy behavior in their own life. I'm not asking anyone to send hate to anyone involved. I'm not asking anyone to harass anyone. I'm simply sharing my experience and moving forward. Thank you to everyone who has supported me. Thank you to everyone who has listened. I appreciate it more than you know. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video, which I will probably never upload another video after this if I'm going to be real with you. That was all I had to say on that part. Let's go. I think anyways, thank you for watching my video. Again, please do not go and harass this person and message him. Everything is under control. I will be filing police reports and FBI reports about this guy. Anyways, thank you for coming. Bye bye. I probably won't ever upload again. Bye. Thank you for coming.